Hello and welcome to French Philosophers React, a philosophical take on the news headlines for today, September 16th, 2024. This is an AI-generated podcast and can make mistakes. Use it for generating possible ideas, but don't rely on it as an authoritative guide to the news or to the details of French philosophy. In the news today, gunshots were fired near Donald Trump's Florida golf course, with a suspect dropping an AK-style rifle and fleeing in an SUV before being apprehended. The former president was nearby but unharmed. Authorities are investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of Trump, with the FBI and local law enforcement involved. So what might French philosophers have to say about this news item? The symptom of a deeper wound. How the rise of extremism exposes the fractured nature of our humanity. In the aftermath of yet another attempt on the life of a public figure, we are reminded that the lines between civility and violence are increasingly blurred. The incident near Donald Trump's Florida golf course serves as a stark reminder of the growing threat of extremism in America, where ideologies have become the currency of choice for those who seek to impose their truth on others. As Michel Serres so astutely observed, the history of humanity is the history of this opposition between the same and the other, which is also the history of violence, the natural contract. This dichotomy lies at the heart of our collective malaise, where individuals feel disconnected from the narrative that binds us together. In their disconnection, they seek to create a new truth, one that justifies their own brand of extremism. But what if this opposition between the same and the other is not as binary as we think? What if violence is not merely a matter of good versus evil, but rather a complex web of conflicting interests and power dynamics? Serres' work suggests that our propensity for conflict arises from a deeper societal issue, where ideologies have become the tools by which individuals and groups seek to impose their will on others. In this sense, the attempt on Trump's life is less about politics than it is about the erosion of our shared humanity. As Serres notes, violence is a way of speaking, of making oneself heard above the noise, of imposing one's own truth on others, the five senses, a philosophy of colored and shaped objects. The suspect who fired gunshots near Trump's golf course was not merely acting out in anger. They were engaged in a form of symbolic violence, where the act itself serves as a declaration of their own ideology. But what if this is not just about individual pathology? What if the ideologies that infect us are like viruses, as Serres suggests, causing us to behave in ways that are destructive to ourselves and others, the natural contract? In this sense, the attempt on Trump's life is a symptom of a deeper wound, one that affects us all. It is a reminder that our humanity is not just about cooperation, but also about conflict, that we are capable of both good and evil. As we grapple with the implications of this incident, we must confront the fact that our ideologies have become the primary means by which we justify violence against others. We must recognize that the attempt on Trump's life is not an isolated event, but rather a symptom of a deeper societal issue, where conflicting interests and power dynamics have created a culture of extremism. Ultimately, the only way to combat these ideologies is through education and critical thinking. As Serres so eloquently puts it, we must learn to listen to each other's voices above the noise, to engage in a dialogue that acknowledges our shared humanity, rather than seeking to impose our own truth on others. Only then can we hope to heal the wound that has been inflicted upon us and reclaim our shared humanity from the forces of extremism that seek to tear us apart. Thank you for listening to today's episode of French Philosophers React. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more reflective takes on the day's news.